Hello, I'm Tan, the TanBOTC channel, and I'm going to do a real quick video, maybe two. Before we start off what this video will be about, I want to show two new cosplays. First off, I'm not sure, I don't have the other sword by the way, but I've been trying to narrow down a Pontiff Sylvan cosplay, and this is the closest I got. I pulled up some pictures of him and I was like, I had a couple other ideas, but yeah, I basically was in the dark with this one. So then my next one is Gwen. I even made my character look like Gwen, but knowing that this is going to just cover up my character. His mustache phasing through? Whatever. But make a Gwen-looking cosplay. And I feel this sword is also best for this cosplay, because it looks sort of like Gwen's and it goes on fire just like his. So isn't that cool? So those are your Gwen slash Pontiff Sylvan. Tell me what else you can find to be a cool cosplay. There's many other cosplays that I discovered as I was going through. And there's others that I already described, but I didn't do because you probably obviously knew the sets that went with them. So if you do want to see more, please let me know. But for right now, for this video, I want you to all note that where I'm getting my information, and I will tell you that, and maybe I might put it down in the description. I don't know really where I can get that, the site, but the site is called darksouls3.wiki.fextralife.com. So there's no spaces too. So this is where I'm getting most of my information. I'm doing this also because I heard about the Matthew Santoro thing. I don't know if it's entirely true, but it seems pretty much like setting you don't want to be a major idiot and looking like you're plagiarizing something. But anyways, I'm pointing you to where I got this. I should probably put it down in the description. I'll find out more on this stuff, because once again, these are all theories, and I'll add my own theories and speculations. And I'm not saying that everything I'm saying is true. With my Soul Cinder video, I definitely don't think that that's true. That was just me setting up something because I thought, like, oh, this sounds cool. But I put down in the description later that I found out it wasn't true. The reason I did it also is because there was nothing on the game itself. Nothing on the character, I mean. Soul Cinder. No lore or anything on him, besides what he drops and how many souls and such. That was about it. Now there is. Alright, this will be on the lore of Ocerious, the Consumed King. He's one of my favorite bosses and more interesting characters I want to get into. I'm going to connect two other characters, Gundar and Yorshka. I'm not going to say that Yorshka is like the daughter of him, because what I'm about to get into doesn't state that. Now, I want to state that it says her brother might be Gwendolyn, as well as she refers to Gwen as her father and Guinevere as her sister. The other thing is you could take that as terms as like people in a church or something, where they refer to one another as a sister or brother or something. But who knows? The same thing was with the Transformers movies and shows. They referred to themselves as brothers or sisters, but they actually weren't. So it could be something like that, but that's just a guess. But there was further stuff on her lore and what she's talking about. She took on the Dark Moon Covenant, where she referred to the last captain of the Dark Moon Covenant as her brother. Once again, it could be referring to calling him brother by other means, but it's as well, she said, "Dear brother, forgive me," when on death and such. The first time I thought of that, I thought maybe since she's connected to the dragon and she might be like Priscilla, which a lot of people thought was connected with Seath, maybe connected with Ocerious, but I don't think that's true at all. And she wants to fly. But she talks about flying. Yes, I can fly if you select that, as well as she'll say stuff based around that if you're a dragon, like a dragon or a raven. But yeah, that's basically all I have to really say about her. I don't have much else to go on her. She seems a bit young to be part of that family, though. At least she looks it. But the chime says a sacred chime belonging to Yorshka when she dies. Her brother, the former knight captain, presented her with the medium. Where I found out her brother was on, when you look at NPCs on, I think it's world information, it'll show it on her description and lore. Possible lore. Once again, not saying this is indefinite, and I think some of these articles are also written by other people, so who knows. Some of the articles aren't. They're literally taken from the actual item description, which is fine. But let's get into Ocerious. There's a couple of things. First off, the Champion Gundar, and I believe this is true, that his armor is a reference, because his armor literally says, I think, on the crown, or the helmet. Let's see. It says something like, from a former king. Oh yeah, I have that down. An ancient helm of the set cast iron armor, belonging to Champion Gundar, modeled after a former king. And a lot of people speculate that it's, and I think it's true too, so I don't think it's all speculation, that it's based around, Old King Dolan is his name? From Demon Souls? I can't remember. I do remember he was a pretty cool character, and you can beat him in battle to take up, was it Soulbrant? One of the two swords, Soulbrant, Demon Brant. To forge the North... I can't remember the name of the sword. I haven't played with that weapon in a while. I have it on one of my older characters, and I did recently complete Demon Souls again. To see, and I saw tons of references once I went back to it, compared to Dark Souls 3 and what it did. I was like, oh, so that's probably where they got that from. Like Ithral Dungeon, for example, reminds me of the Tower of Latria. But with Champion Gundar, when I thought of that originally, once again, I thought, since this is trying to be like Dark Souls lore, it could be a reference, and I'm definitely saying that's a positive, because I saw a pretty cool video explaining it on Easter eggs and stuff. But it could also refer to the last king, or the king that still resides, which is the consumed king, Ocerious. I'm calling Ocerious because I don't know if it is Osiris. Everybody else says that. Even though if you look at the Egyptian judgment, the mythology, like Egyptian god of judgment, his name is spelled differently, Osiris. But who knows? With that, I thought it was representative of the consumed king. That's when I thought of that, and then I looked more into Gundar, like his soul. It didn't really say much more about him other than he was a guardian set there for the unkindled in order to prove himself if he were to beat him in battle. And I even looked at his weapon. There was not much more to that. But then I took up a couple of his items that you also get. Come on, the stupid thing won't scroll down. But there wasn't much more that would connect to there was nothing to connect to Ocerious, so I'm going to hold back on actually saying that he's somehow connected. So I'm just going to say it's possible. And the other weird thing is, like, his location, Champion Gundar, is located beyond Ocerious, as well as some of the Drake Blood sets, which are worshippers of dragons. That didn't mean they have a connection either. I even looked at their armor. They didn't have a connection to the Consumed King either. But it was cool to see them come back since Dark Souls 2. Then I actually started pulling apart some of the items and such, and I think a ring that you can find in the area of the Consumed King, which is the... Hold on. I have it up right now, and it's this stupid thing's in front of it. The Consumed King's Courtyard? I think. Yeah, something like that. This thing won't get out of the way for me. There we go. Consumed King's Garden. Close enough. I found a couple of things on him. There's the Dragon Skill, Ring of Ocerious, former King of Lothric. Reduces former king. Is he no longer a king? That's strange. I don't know what happened to his wife. His wife is a little mysterious. Like, who was she? I would like to learn more about her. As well as speculations on the kid, is he could be invisible, and this is what led me back to Yorshka, is it could be a sort of Priscilla thing, because Priscilla can go invisible and is dragon-like. They also mentioned Charlotte being dragon-like, but didn't necessarily mean that she was like a dragon descendant, or to be a dragon. Where Ocerious was just like Big Hat Logan and Seath, where they tried to, where they tried to find the Moonlight Blade, as well as they wanted to become dragon. I don't think this is Big Hat Logan. There's people who think that he's Big Hat Logan. Ocerious, I do not think so, because the reason Big Hat Logan did not turn dragon-like and he refused is that he didn't want to take off his hat. It's his biggest representation, and he's frankly named after it, Big Hat Logan. So he refused to take that off, therefore he could not become dragon, and it's more than likely that he died. He doesn't have a similar staff either. But there's also the factor that he could, Ocerious is crazy and he's just holding nothing. And that he has a spell that that's possibly driven from his madness, that he's casted a fake baby cry to illuminate through the halls or whatever. That's not the wording for it, whatever. People also say he's blind. I tried to test that with the thief ring and such. I don't think he's blind. Because, like, the old hero, was it? I can't remember. Yeah, the old hero from Demon Souls, he was definitely blind. But I don't think Ocerious is. He just looks sort of like it. It mentions that he has dragon senses, blind senses, on the site. And that, he seems to scream a lot about his child, Ocelot. He might be real, he might be there, or he might have died long ago, and he just thinks he has something. And like the Dark Duke's archives, in the Grand Archives is where he's been studying, just like Big Hat Logan and what Seath did before he was driven by madness. Yeah, here it says Priscilla from DS1 could also turn invisible, so the child could potentially be the same kind of crossbred as her. So that's another thing that led me back to that. I might need to make a second video on this. It's very interesting. I will read down more on him. Imaginary baby that he cradles. Throughout half the fight, and he goes a little more mad. But I want to talk about next time the White Dragon Breath, the Shadow Set, the Moonlight Greatsword itself, and the Soul of the Consumed King. Sorry that there's not much going on the screen. It's mostly talk. but I hope you enjoyed at least the talk part of it. I might do more. I'm just sort of like glancing over here for more information as I do this. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed both the new cosplays. If you have any, please tell me, as well as any information more so on Ocerious himself. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments below, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!